We can start the show. Let's start with, obviously, the news of the day yesterday. They paid Dak Prescott, and it's about damn time. I mean, after what happened last season, I don't think Jerry Jones literally had no other option here. You had to pay Dak whatever he wanted because the Cowboys floundered hard last season, super hard. Let's get to the deal first, and then we'll talk about the Cowboys. They are giving Dak Prescott a 4-year, $160 million deal. 126 of that deal is guaranteed. So, yes, sir, cashed out, truly deserved. I mean, when we just look at what the Cowboys did last season, 6 wins. Are you kidding me? Andy Dalton couldn't step up. Zeke, that was probably the worst season Zeke ever had. So, how does he not step up when he's now the guy? When it's Dak and Zeke, you can make the argument on any given day of who's kind of the primary kind of focus of the offense, but let's just say it's Dak. Dak's the one, Zeke's the two. So when Dak goes down this season, Zeke needs to elevate his own play and be like, hang on, I'm the guy now. Let me go out. Let me get all these yards. Let me be the main focus. But that never happened. Instead, he's fumbling the ball and losing the game and fumbling in key scenarios when, it's a tie game or they're down 7, but they have a chance because, out of halftime, they get the ball first, so they have a chance to come out of the gate and, tie the game. But then he fumbles and they get down more and he doesn't step it up and he has no great games this season. So you had to pay Dak Prescott. Zeke didn't step up, who you've already paid. You already were like, all right, we're going to give you big money. That's not turning out to be so well. You pick up Andy Dalton, who was a career serviceable quarterback at the Bengals, always going like 8-8. Just if they made the playoffs, it was a wild card first round exit, but he was always just average. He gave you kind of maybe 49% chance to win a game, maybe not truly 50%, but he gave you a decent odds to win the game night in, night out, every single week when he was with the Bengals. So we really didn't, we really kind of expected him to be decent here, be kind of serviceable, be that backup, that the Cowboys needed just for kind of these couple of games. Well, a lot of games because Dak went down early, I think like week 6. But, take that 10 games and go, 6-4, 7-3. Try not to go 5-5, but just try and do something meaningful while you're here because this is your last chance at the quarterback position here, backup, starting, whatever, because now you're truly done. You're truly exposed. You can't be the starter. You can't be the backup. So why are we going to pay you any money? So, Andy Dalton didn't step up. And then that brings us back to Mike McCarthy, who worked on a Super Bowl winning roster, who had Aaron Rodgers his entire career. He comes over and he couldn't elevate anybody's play. Couldn't get Andy Dalton to work. Couldn't get Zeke to work when Zeke's already proven that he does pretty much work most of the time. Couldn't get any of the receivers to step up, the line to step up, the defense to step up, the coordinators to step up, the coaches to step up. Literally nobody on this Cowboys team stepped up when Dak Prescott went down. So Dak Prescott's the one true leader of this team. That's what the 2020 Cowboy season showed me. Dak Prescott is the lifeblood, the main guy, the go-to guy, the motivator, the contributor, the focuser. He's literally everything. He's the glue that holds this team together, because when Dak Prescott's at quarterback, folks, they never go worse than 8-8. They never win 6 games. Dak Prescott would be like, y'all won 6 games without me? What are y'all, crazy? I would never do that. I would have way more wins than 6 wins, and let's just prove it. Let's look at what he did in his entire career. First season, yes sir, out of the gate, 13-3, fantastic. Next season, 9-7, still a little serviceable, still in that kind of hunt. Definitely in the NFC East, because it's definitely not the strong division here. But, 9-7, in these last couple, week 14, 15, 16, 17, the back half of the season, you're still in it to make a playoff push. Then he goes 10-6, bingo, bango. That's what we're talking about. Then he goes 8-8. That was his worst season. 8-8 was his worst season. He would never, ever go 6-10. This roster was way too kind of stacked. I mean, talent-wise, they've got good pieces. You've got Zeke. You got Andy Dalton. You've got Amari Cooper. You've got CeeDee Lamb. You've got all these big time, and everybody, always says, oh, Cowboys have the best line in all of football, but you couldn't make it work without Dak Prescott. I thought y'all didn't even want to pay this man. Y'all wanted to franchise this tag every single season because he was asking way too much, but without him, you win 6 games. All right, Jerry, we knew you were kind of, your hands were tied in this situation. Dak Prescott goes down. Nobody steps up. Nobody plays to kind of their expected level of play. It's just everybody everyone was like, all right, Dak's down. Let's kind of phone it in for this entire season. Nobody wanted to get better. Nobody wanted to work for it. And I do want to put a lot of that blame on Mike McCarthy. I mean, he's not getting out scot-free. I put most of the blame on Mike McCarthy, but Zeke needs some blame. Andy Dalton needs some blame. The line needs some blame. The defense needs some blame as well. But, yeah, you had to pay Dak Prescott, folks. You have no choice. He's a solid starter here in this league. I believe he can win you a ring. I believe he's got that ability in him to do so. Just need everybody to step it up, and we know in 2020, Dak Prescott's the only player in Dallas who is willing to put in the work, willing to dedicate his time and his leadership to this team, because we just saw no leadership here last season. So Jerry Jones had no choice but to pay this man, and I'm truly kind of I don't even know. I'm glad he got paid. I'm glad Dak Prescott kind of the recognition and the respect that he truly deserves, because last season was a dumpster fire for the Cowboys. All right, now that he did get signed, let's see where he ranks in kind of the highest paid quarterbacks there are right now. Patrick Mahomes is still number one with $45 million a year. He got that 10-year $500 million in the bank contract just last season, so he's still number one quarterback here. But with this new contract, Dak Prescott goes to the number two quarterback the number two paid quarterback here in this league at $40 million. All right, now let's see who's under him. Deshaun Watson at $39 million. Dak Prescott's not better than Deshaun Watson, all right? Deshaun Watson is a magnificent talent here. So Dak Prescott maybe a little bit overpaid because of what Deshaun Watson's at with $39 million. Russell Wilson is better than Dak Prescott. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying anything. I don't think I'm saying anything kind of blasphemous here, but I'm taking Russell Wilson over Dak Prescott, and Russell Wilson's only giving $35 million. Then we go to Jared Goff. I mean, this 2021 season is definitely going to kind of prove what Jared Goff is as a quarterback. But right now, yeah, I think I take Dak Prescott over Jared Goff. We're going to have a quote when we talk about Jared Goff a little bit later. But, I mean, it seems like nobody really liked this man at quarterback. Nobody really thought this man was the real deal. So Jared Goff getting paid $33 million, Dak Prescott getting paid $40 million. I think that is kind of decent value there, because we do take Dak Prescott over Jared Goff. Then Aaron Rodgers is at $33.5 million, but he's kind of in a different market, a different bracket. He's kind of like with Tom Brady, kind of aging out of this league, but still want to get paid, but still want to leave kind of money for everybody else, some weapons around Aaron Rodgers. So we really can't even take him at $33.5 million and compare it to Dak Prescott. Because we're taking Aaron Rodgers over Dak Prescott, any day of the week, obviously. Kirk Cousins at $33 million. I'll take Dak Prescott over Kirk Cousins. They are maybe the same kind of quarterback, definitely needs kind of great wide receivers to be good. Stephon Diggs with Kirk Cousins, that made it work, but now without Kirk Cousins, kind of floundered a little bit offensively. Dak Prescott, when he got Amari Cooper, he played fantastically. Haven't really seen him with the kind of experience under his belt without a true number one wide receiver. So we really can't make that comparison right now. Carson Wentz over Dak Prescott, I think they're very similar in play, and Carson Wentz is getting $32 million. Not really sure who I take over Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. It is kind of a tough, maybe just on a daily, it changes every day. Maybe I'm waking up, I'm thinking, yeah, I think I do like Carson Wentz better than Dak Prescott, and then, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm like, no, I think I do take Dak Prescott over Carson Wentz. So it is kind of close there. Carson Wentz getting paid $32 million, Dak Prescott getting paid $40 million, and then Matt Ryan here to round out kind of the top tier quarterbacks here, or the top paid quarterbacks here. Matt Ryan at $30 million, Dak Prescott at $40 million. Do I take Dak Prescott over Matt Ryan? Over these last two seasons, Matt Ryan has really been frustrating me in the red zone. So yes, I do take Dak Prescott over Matt Ryan. So, there are a couple of quarterbacks clearly better than Dak Prescott. So, yes, Dak Prescott is a little bit overpaid, but, you had no choice. You risked it. You wanted to keep franchise tagging him because you thought his value would decrease. But after what happened last season, just on leadership alone, Dak Prescott is worth $40 million, absolutely. Because nobody, folks, I'm telling y'all, nobody, it was so we were watching the Cowboys every single week. We wanted to bet them every single week. We wanted to root for them every single week because we wanted to see Andy Dalton get it done and Zeke Elliott to step it up, and we didn't want to keep clowning Mike McCarthy every single week, but nobody stepped it up, so we kept on clowning all those players, and it's unfortunate. But yes, sir, Dak Prescott is truly worth $40 million every single year on leadership alone.